and welcome, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your soulmate contract read, your romantic soulmate contract read for October 2020 or Timeless. I'm your reader, Mark Angelo, lYONS, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, Pisces Moon. The Archangel of lYONS, Mark Angelo lYONS, but you can call me Mal. Hello, my fishy family, my mer people. Mer. Welcome back, my subscribers. Thank you so much for your love, your support. You know, your subscriptions, your likes, you know, your comments, all that stuff. My channel is growing bit by bit by bit, slowly but surely, right? Slow and steady wins the race. I get that. Virgo that I am, but with a Pisces moon, I'm feeling that. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank you all so much for your love and support over this past week. Can't talk about why that support was needed, but if you look on my community page, you'll get an idea. And if you are in the Mark Angelo lYONS, Mal for short Facebook group, private Facebook group, your love and your prayers for my friend and I, more him than I, very, very, very appreciate it. I love that group so much. Very sympathetic, safe space with lots of dark humor. So there you have it. So thank you so much for your love and support. And if you are new to my channel, here's the deal. I'm almost getting closer to 2,000 subscribers. I've had my channel for 4 years, but I only started doing readings on it maybe a year and a half ago, not quite. Before that, it's all my spiritual teaching stuff that I do and still do, but, you know, from home, not so much, doing this for now and really enjoying it. But I'm doing an extended read for this series. This is the last of the series. So I have to put the extendeds on VIMEO.com, and I love VIMEO.com. They're lovely. I have tons of stuff over there as well, both free as well as on demand. But once I get 30,000 subscribers, I know, it's a big goal. Then I will be able to have that membership function. You can pay one fee per month and you get access to all the extended reads in one place. Cool. So, yeah, that's, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, all that stuff that helps YouTube channels with the algorithm, because I'm good at what I do, right? Enough of that. Let's get down to this reading. This is a soul contract read, but we're looking at a soulmate, not a twin flame. There are differences. The links are in the description box below, defining the difference, a bunch by me, and one from Matt Kahn, spiritual teacher, and his YouTube channel, Matt Kahn, All for Love, is just worth every second. Really, really good stuff there. Really helped me out during a series of dark nights of the soul that I went through over the past couple of years. So really, really cool. Check him out. But essentially, you're looking at agreements that were written into the lives that we are in prior to incarnation. Soulmates, you have more than one. You can have hundreds in a lifetime because you help each other heal. They're not all romantic, sexual, but those are the contracts we'll be looking at, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. Twin flames, you help each other in the sense that you teach each other how to heal yourselves, how to love yourselves, how to set boundaries, how to respect yourselves, improve yourselves. You getting the vibe there, right? They're the ones that transform you into being the mate of your own soul so that you can be in soulmates. And of course you have both throughout all lifetimes, nor are they purely sexual romantic. In other words, my mother and I have a soulmate contract. Literally, I was born to help her heal. Doesn't mean we always got along. I was hell on earth to raise, right? But to this day, soulmate contract, right? My father and I, God rest his soul, twin flame. Didn't mean he didn't love me, but he couldn't give me the love and accepted that that I wanted from him, you know, me being a gay witch and him being a, you know, heterosexual Republican Catholic. So you get the vibe, right? Taught me how to love myself. So my guides showed me before I started this series that they're bringing together the soulmate contracts, but not because, yes, we've been good little boys and girls, but because as that happens, the love that is downloaded, and not just like between my mom and I, right? We're talking about the romantic, satisfying sexual soulmate contracts. It's infusing planet Earth with this love that we've been working on with these souls for lifetimes and lifetimes, right? I'm sorry, 2,000 years ago, we didn't have Jungian psychology, right? You know, so we didn't have Dr. Phil, we didn't have, you know, all of this stuff about relationships just over the past 50 years, right? It's insane how much we've grown and evolved. So here's the beauty of it. The point of these readings, they actually gave me an intention. May these readings help the soulmate heals, that they may help the world heal heart by heart. That is, they heal their own hearts. In other words, whether you know each other or not doesn't matter. Whether you're together or not doesn't matter. This reading is to show you how to heal your heart. So through the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract, you're helping your soulmate, this romantic one, heal, known or unknown, together or apart, communicating or not, doesn't matter, right? So this puts the power right in your hands, which was the point of this whole series. But then through that, right, like as those soulmates start healing, it sends out this love that is pretty much doing some amazing healing on levels we are completely unaware of. So get that. They popped me off the planet. A quick thing. I don't have great big huge Cecil B. DeMille visions. They showed me the planet and then like bringing all of these together, and as more and more of them connect, it's putting out the signal, bringing more together. It's kind of cool. So this isn't just about getting your stuff touched, my Pisces. I know we all want our stuff touched, but this is about planetary healing, but through your romantic, sexual, intimate romantic life. It's so cool. So let's do this. Divine Feminine on this side, party number 1 in the contract. Divine Masculine on this side, party number 2 in this side of the contract. Center lane will be the contract itself, or if you prefer, her, him, them. But the them you ain't seeing until the extended. There are 24 cards in this spread, 10 of which you will get here, 14 you will get in the extended, including the center lane. But if you stick around for the preview at the end of this video, you will get to see what the first card down is in the center lane. Good, I think that's about it. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Your sun sign's going to get different than your moon different from your rising. And if you have more than one romantic soulmate contract going on, right? Like some of us do. Juggling. So let's see how this plays out. Focus on your breath. Stay in the present moment. All the decks that I read are in the description box below, and I apologize for the really long exposition, but they give me the words and I speak them. Cool. I think we're ready to go. Yeah, let's get up in this gig. You know they always save the best for last for you Pisces. So just for anybody new, now they know what the tea is that's steeping. Let's do this. Take a nice deep breath. Okay, yes, here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, perhaps my own included as a Pisces moon. Please, I need 3 cards in clarity for this Piscean collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate contract, October 2020, or timeless whenever they are catching this. 3, please. First, who is the Divine Feminine? Keeping in mind, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine have nothing to do with physical body, gender, or gender preference, or any of that. Energetic dynamic, right? So who is the Divine Feminine in this contract? The dominant archetype. How about for the Divine Masculine, please, from the Caroline Mace archetype deck? Yep. And the one that will be turned over in the preview for this Piscean collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate contract, October 2020, or timeless, please. One for the overall contract itself, which not even I will see until I'm doing the preview. So archetypes can be triggering because the shadow and the light attribute, right? The shadow is the stuff you don't want to look at, and a trigger is usually sub or unconscious, right? You get triggered, you didn't know it was there. So that's one part of it. The other part of the shadow stuff is stuff you know about, but you just don't want anybody to know. Now, as toxic as that is, lead being alchemized into gold, the alchemy of the soulmate contract, you're healing that stuff, right? So this is the content that you're healing, whether you know it or not, because as dark as the archetype is in the shadow is as brilliant as it is in the light. Oh my fucking God. Well, okay, so as long as we know we're just jumping off with something personal for me, we've got the Divine Feminine Witch archetype and the Divine Masculine Virgin. Oh my good God. Buckle up, my fish friends. We are going deep. Now, I have the witch archetype. Obviously, I am a witch. And I have been a witch. I have been a witch since birth, pretty much. It's not like I was born into that kind of family, but it's been in me. I mean, my first coven involved Carol, Paula, Pink Squirrel, and a really annoying bird. comment if you know what that's about, right? So the witch archetype, I'm going to read both of these, but the vibe between the two of them is very, very strong. And with the Virgin archetype, there is an indication of Virgo energy. I'm a Virgo, blah, blah, blah. So if you'll notice, this card has no artwork on it. I just kind of penned in the word witch onto it because she gave you blank cards, Carolyn Mace. Because if she made a deck with every archetype known to man, well, humanity, I should say, the deck would be this big, right? We need a room just for the deck. So the witch archetype, to me, I've really studied it. I actually have on VIMEO.com a workshop series that I did most of it. I never got to complete it. Called the witch archetype. The different archetypes within the witch, like the healer, the spellcaster, right? So many, the maiden, the mother, the crone, right? All of that stuff in there. That soul power being developed. But as far as a culture, we have the lore of the archetypal shadow and light of the witch, right? Now, I don't want to go so far as to say Wicked Witch of the West, Good Witch of the North, because if you know Wicked, you know Glinda wasn't that good and Elphaba wasn't that wicked, right? So let's go a little bit deeper in unpacking this. Remember, I've done hours and hours on this. But essentially, it's using your wisdom, witch, wise person, the shaman. Amazon is literally dropping off a package right outside my door, so a little distracting. But to say using the base wisdom that you have gained through experience for either ill or blessing, right? For waxing or waning, for destruction or creation. Certainly that can involve magic. Certainly that can involve healing. Certainly that can involve any number of different powers that you have gained through experience over your life if you consider yourself the witch archetype. Because remember, the witch is also the healer, right? The witch is also took you from womb to tomb, right? The village shaman, I guess you could say, is the witch. But I don't claim shamanism for myself that way. That's very indigenous, and I don't know what you know what I mean? It's politically incorrect for me. It just doesn't feel right. But witch, I can claim loud and proud. So I know what I'm like when I'm in my shadow, and that's when I sit down and take a few deep breaths, right? But in my power as a witch, it's implementing my wisdom, right? It's an alchemical process. Also a strong connection to fire, earth, air, water. You know, Matt, just that whole gestalt is so rich and deep. The divine masculine virgin, though, now I know we tend to go with that idea of virginity through sexuality alone, but that's a very teeny part of this archetype, this shadow, fear of intimate union, which is about fear of exposing your vulnerability, right? Different than perhaps the bully coward gestalt there. This is about, you know, my inner, I've been hurt before. No intimate union for me, thanks. Hence the hymen wall being intact symbolically. But out of fear, right? The light attribute, get this, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. I have a touch of the virgin archetype. It's if you think eau de toilette cologne perfume, it's eau de toilette, even though I'm such a heavy-duty Virgo. I am a purist about certain things, like karaoke. You might as well, I don't know, drag rusty rakes across an old-fashioned chalkboard, right? I can't if someone sings off-key, or bad choreography, or good choreography done badly. It's a little pet peeve of mine that I have, and everybody's allowed their pet peeves. But even like a stick of butter, it was Carolyn Mace who said this for the virgin archetype. You bring out a stick of butter and put it on the table, and if it's got knife cuts and breadcrumbs, I will go to the other end of it or really want my own stick of butter, right? You skeeva me? Yeah, I skeeva you and your stick of butter. A loaf of bread, a container of milk, and a stick of butter. So these two together, I mean, the witch and the virgin, how far back does this story go in lore, right? In the hidden fairy tales that we don't even know about, right? There was a witch and a virgin, but a male virgin. Feel that? Let's keep going. We're not going to look at that one. Leave that one unturned until the extended. But we're going into the goddesses now. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. What's going on? The inside, the yin side. Breathe. Oh my goddesses, 3, Artemis, Diana, and Circe. Please, I need 3 cards because I am not fucking around here. Please, and neither are you. I need 3 cards in clarity for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, soulmate, satisfying, soulmate contract, October 2020, or timeless. Please, I need 1 for the divine feminine, face down. 1 for the divine masculine, ooh, face down. And 1 for the overall contract, October 2020, or timeless. If it was 1, I would have taken it. Please. We will see this one in the extended. What's going on the inside, the yin side of this contract, October 2020, or timeless. Okay. So, if you don't know who you are, because perhaps you could identify with both, as I sort of can here, what's going on inside of you? You got the Witch with the card of Pan. That's a little intense. In the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, Fiona Morgan, the author, kind of conglomerated the Emperor and the Hierophant in a way, creating sort of like this high priest leader kind of deal. Pan, right, with his pan flute. Watch out for that pan flute. So we are talking about a sense of strength, a divine masculine energy, very strong within this divine feminine witch archetype. Remember, this is not about bodily gender, right? We all are fluid in that way. When I'm working, I'm divine feminine, right? Spiritual counseling, doing all that stuff. It's the yin aspect, the goddess within me. In the bedroom, on a date, around the house, I'm a guy. I mean, it really does. I'm divine masculine in that way, right? Particularly in the bedroom. So like, I can relate to this, right? Is that sense of I have control over my life. I have my own dominion, my own domain. I'm good to go inside, right? Inside. But also, they're saying for a good chunk of you, because if you are this divine feminine with the witch archetype, your spiritual path is important, and just like the Hierophant, you've gone through stages and levels. Like, you just don't go no one's Hierophant day 1, right? Walking in the door, hey, I would like that post. Oh, you got it, right? No, you have to go through it. It's just like in a coven, right? Dedicant, 1st degree, 2nd degree, 3rd degree, elder, whatever the schemata is, right? So there is a development here, but it's a major arcana card, first one down. Let's see what the divine masculine virgin's got. Well, gee, just the Wheel of Fortune, the Spider Woman, honey, it's time. Destiny's a calling. He feeling it. Now, as a virgin, hearing the call of destiny in that way, the turn of the wheel, things are moving forward inside of them. That intimacy of the experience within themselves may not be readily shared, right? It might be something that they keep to themselves out of fear, right? And also there are those times when the wheel turns within us, so to speak, we will see the wheel turn outside of us. Those will be the next cards down. We'll see what's going on the outside. But it's almost like you have this vision, you have this image, you have this sense, and you don't want to hand it to anybody who might pop that bubble because it's fragile, right? Not that it won't happen if they do, but it just that sense of, I'm keeping this to myself. And look, we got 2 major arcana cards. Feels like this soulmate, again, can't tell from this point. I don't even want to check if you two know each other, or if I know who this is, but I think I might. Let's keep going, shall we? This is why I said, if you remember, tell your friends about me, just say, he's the fun one. He's the fun one. He's in his own readings. He acknowledges it. It's just part of his gig. Nice deep breath. My gods, please, the divine masculine aspect of this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract between this witch and this virgin. That's a fun way to say it. Please, I need 3 cards. 1 for the divine feminine, 1 for the divine masculine, 1 for the overall contract. Please, what's going on in the yang, in the outside world here for this divine feminine witch? How about for this divine masculine virgin? And 1 for the overall contract that we will look at in the extended read arena. The read arena. The witch, come here. With this on the inside, this is very powerful. This feels both physically, like in terms of a stable leader foundation, kind of sort of like sitting on the throne, as well as very powerful vibrationally, psychically, mystically, spiritually. What's going on the outside? Fuck. The moon. The moon. Now look, the witch and the moon might be a little bit different than any other archetype and the moon, particularly as a divine feminine witch, right? So there can be lunar power going on here, drawing down the moon, magic itself. I mean, this is Hecate, the goddess of witches, one of my goddesses in my pantheon. So it's really that the intuitive stuff, seeing the signs, feeling the signs, but there's still that mystery there, right? It's like the subconscious is revealing itself in terms of signs and synchronicities and omens and portents, why divination is a really good time for something like this. But also may be a little occluded, might be a little cloudy in terms of revealing her hand, her feelings here as well. But, you know, 3 tarot on the table, all major arcana. I think we're off to a very interesting middle, right? Because we're on our way here with this divine masculine then. Wheel of Fortune in the inside. Destiny's pulling, right? The Spider Woman. It's like he's being like the web is pulling him forward as it's being spun. And on the outside, the Nine of Cups, baby. This is his wish fulfillment. This is what he wants. This is what he wants. Like, he's really up for this emotionally. Will action be taken? Don't know. That's why we have other cards to hit the table. But come on. Yeah, I have a 15-year-old girl inside of me. That's my Pisces moon right now. Holy crap. Yeah, no, the 52-year-old business owner is the Virgo, right? Wow. The vibe on this, particularly because it's the Virgin, right? It's like the dreams and the aspirations and the wishes this one has. I mean, the emotional connections here for sure. Because even though this is not a major arcana card, which is just fine, where it's paired with the moon, right? So very, very strong emotional, intuitive, magnetic pull between this divine feminine witch and this divine masculine virgin. I'm tickled, almost pink. Let's keep going. The voices of the higher selves, right? So the collective of the divine feminine higher selves, the collective of the divine masculine higher selves, and then both of them together for the center lane. What is the whisper of love, right? Because we've got that mythic tarot on the outer there staring at me. Hecate, who I had a conversation with this morning, is on the table. So let's see how this goes. Breathe. Higher selves of all involved, please. 3 cards in clarity for this Piscean collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate contract, October 2024. Timeless, please give me 1 for the divine feminine witch here with Pan on the inner and the moon on the outer. 1 for this divine masculine virgin archetype with the Wheel of Fortune on the inner, 9 of Cups on the outer, and 1 for the overall contract that we will see in the extended. The which contract? The Piscean collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, October 2020, or timeless. Bam! This should be fun because there ain't a clunker in this deck. We've got the witch with Pan on the inner, right? The Emperor Hierophant on the inner with the moon on the outer, and Hecate for a witch, the goddess of witches and the witch. Boom. The whisper of love from the higher self. I love you. These are very important words. So if you're the divine feminine, there's your spell. Say it to yourself, say it to your heart, your body, your mind, your pets, your plant pets. Pets, fur family, bird family, feather family, right? This is your mantra to yourself, to your heart, to help you heal. These are very important words. Snap, Areno. For the divine masculine virgin, got the Wheel of Fortune on the inside. Just thread by thread, this web is unfolding, right? The quantum fields at work, the turn of the wheel, something destined to be, with wish fulfillment on the outside, The whisper of love right now. Oh boy, look at your pattern in relationships, Divine Masculine Virgin. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. And once again, the Divine Masculine. Ha 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 ha. That was a little bratty input. Very, very, very cool. So again, this could say, again, do these two know each other? Maybe, maybe not. But the spiritual and intuitive pull is so strong here, right? Element of spirit, very heavily featured here, as well as element of water, even though there's only one minor arcana card that just really does make sense that way. Okay, we're not going to look at that center lane, but let's get your last two on the table. And these are the Healing with the Angels Oracle. And I think with all the information here, like you can feel it. This is like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like particularly if you're a Divine Feminine Witch right now, your chakras, your chakra senses are tingling. Even though these are like the simplest oracle that I work with, Healing with the Angels Oracle, it's simple, but it's so powerful. Call upon these angels, whatever they are. And we'll talk about the quantum entanglement before we're done here. Doesn't matter which angel you call upon here because they're not called by name, they're called by function or title, right? So what angel is assigned to you individually and collectively? Nice deep breath. Yep, feet on the floor. And here comes the garbage man. Doesn't matter. My angels and archangels, please, I need 3 cards in clarity for this Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. October 2020 or timeless, please. We got the Divine Feminine here. Witch. The Witch Divine Feminine. Witch Divine Feminine? The Divine Feminine, that's the Witch archetype. Pan, right? The Emperor, the Hierophant on the inner with the moon on the outside. So might just be appearing like this mysterious witch under the moonlight, right? But with the words, I love you, like even the higher self is saying, I love you to the Divine Feminine, and the Divine Feminine saying it to the higher self, and just say it to this partner, whether you know who they are or not, silently. That's not subterfuge, that's sending love, that's not manipulation. So what is the angel that walks with her here that she can call upon? The angel of blessings. It's like I said, just what would the angel of blessings do? Bring you blessings? We're always blessed. We just don't see it. Helps you see it, and maybe helps them channel through you that blessing of I love you. That's so cool. Was that blessing or curse? Well, you know, higher dimensions, blessings or curses, they all come out in the wash, right? Just be authentic and truth to who you are. Heal as you go, baby. That's witchcraft for you. Okay, so for this Divine Masculine, my angels, we've got the Virgin archetype with the Wheel of Fortune on the inside, 9 of Cups on the outside. Look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior, which I think is interesting that it's a behavior, not your like internal landscape for the Divine Masculine Virgin there. So please, my angels, what is the healing angel assigned to them? The angel of power. Oh, woof, woof, woof. Now again, this doesn't mean that the Virgin means that they are well, I wouldn't say zero sex drive, right? It's that this is powerful, this is potent, but there's something pure obviously going on here. Like if the ethics are in line, right? If that solar plexus stuff is together, then the second chakra stuff of a one-on-one relationship here, this can be a very, very powerful thing. Because with the angel of power and the angel of blessings, because what's the angel of power going to do? It's going to teach you how to use your power, the right use of power instead of abuse of power, righteous instead of abusive. I just wish we had better connotations of that word righteous, because it's a good word, it's just it's been so heavily abused. It has its own shadow side, right? Which is abuse in that sense. So let me put this all together because I really, really can feel this magnetic pull between them. So here we go. Take a nice deep breath. Magic clap. We've got the witch archetype, as we've discussed, nothing written on the card that I haven't put there. So in the shadow, you could say abuse of power, right? Abuse of power, abuse of wisdom, abuse of knowledge, sacred knowledge, right? Even if you know the poisonous aspects of a certain common plant, right? And using that in the shadow and not telling anybody. Do you know what I mean? It's using what you've learned and what you've experienced to a negative effect, a harmful effect. Even though I am not Wiccan, harm none does make sense in a quantum field, right? So in the light attribute, it would be just that, like really using your wisdom, your knowledge, your experience to heal, to grow, to learn, to become the best that you can be, to serve. I've always felt that the word witch, like the word shaman, is a job, right? It's like a career, a vocation there. Even if it's just for you and your loved ones, right? And again, you don't have to be a witch in title, but you sort of get the idea, and you know if you resonate with it, then I'm talking about Pisces. You know if you know. And really, with Pan on the inside, that magnificent, grounded, yet active, strong, and in control, right? But in control, again, if we're dealing with a witch here, someone who has the internal strength to make the wise choices, right? The emperors, the conglomerate, or the amalgamation of all the kings in the zodiac. So with the moon on top of that, yes, maybe playing their cards close to their chest. I wouldn't call it outright deception, but I would say that there are clouds here around this divine feminine, if you were to look at her from the outside, or maybe from the point of view of the Virgin. So mysterious, so powerful, but it would also, I guess, depend on the empathic skill of the divine masculine, right? So I love you. These are very important words. Like, if you're gonna cast a spell, keep it simple. 3 words. I love you. I love you. I love you. Like I said, to yourself, to your heart, to your wounds, to the magical child inside of you, to this other person's soul. Why? Because the angel of blessings, like every time you say, I love you, like say, I love you to your own heart, because as one heart is loved, all hearts are loved through the quantum entanglement of unity consciousness, right? All of these soulmates are coming together. So even if you're like casting waves of love at this divine masculine, known or unknown, it is still being guided by the angel of blessings here. So even if it's just like very ho'oponopono, right? Just I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. My answering machine when I was studying ho'oponopono was, I'm sorry, I'm not here right now. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Beep. Jumping over the divine masculine Virgin archetype, the shadow attribute, fear of intimate union, which can absolutely be from being burnt before, right? But the light attribute, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. So I love that. I mean, I guess that does touch the Virgo in me, but there is something very pure here. There is something honorable and something tender and something sweet that they are maybe rightfully protecting. But inside, it is the turn of the wheel of fortune here. Times are changing inside of them, right? That there's a moving forward of a cycle, a moving forward in life. Fate may be happening, but destiny is calling. And knowing the difference between fate and destiny is an important thing, right? It's fate. If you don't take the empowered action, you suffer your fate. If you do take the empowered action, you manifest destiny, even if it's just another step on the hero's journey, right? And for the Nine of Cups, there's a wish fulfillment going on here. This is something that he's always wanted, or at least imagined, right? Going from the Seven of Cups to the Eight of Cups here now to the Nine of Cups. And it's in play, right? It is in play. It's a manifestation in the outer, but not quite the 10. So interesting, the whispers of love from the higher self here. Look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. And it does feel like that's the challenge here. And for this to be a Virgin archetype, that might be about confronting their fears of intimate union. Now what they have wished for is at least on the horizon, like even looking in the cards, Eros and Psyche finally have the blessing of Aphrodite, but you can see the horizon of where the ocean, or I should say the Mediterranean Sea, touches the sky, so to speak. And with that, look at your pattern in relationships with power here. That there is so much, like the angel of power is teaching this divine masculine how to use and maintain their symbolic purity of heart and spirit taking movements, right? Making, being powerful. So a really, really good match for a witch who has that Emperor card within. Like, again, now, can these two know each other? Maybe. Probably, but I can also see a huge contingent, because we're looking at Pisces here, that the internal stuff is really coming together on both sides, but the external stuff might not have. So at least I can't see from the cards on the table what's going on, but of course that center lane would indicate that. But either way, a witch and a virgin, we are looking at a rather ancient archetypal love story here. Kicks fan, doesn't it? My Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. May the Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, myself included, be blessed with all that we need in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for October 2020 or timeless, that we may balance our wisdom with I love you and blessings, that we may embrace the intimate union, keep the purity of spirit as patterns of relationships are looked at in terms of power, and that they may heal their own hearts, right? We may heal and love our own hearts, helping to heal the hearts of our soulmate contract partners, and in that, healing all hearts of all humanity for the well-being of all. Oh dear God, Goddess, all that is, so mote it be. And so it is. Wow, this is going to be some extended. So of course I am going to pop up the preview at the end. You'll get to see that top archetype card, which should say a lot, I would think, with what we got going on the table. But if this is where we part ways, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Really help me reach my goal if you can. I'm fun, and I may not be cranking out quantity, but if you saw my creative process of what I go through, you might get I'm really giving you the best quality that I can. And I'm a Virgo, honey. I'm just going to keep getting better and better. The more that I do it, repetition is the mother of skill, right? This is like going to the gym every day. So I appreciate your love and support. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed in this really quite amazing soulmate contract October 2020 or timeless. Hail. Farewell. And blessed be. Hello, and welcome, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Thank you for staying for the preview and or jumping over into Vimeo on demand land. I very much appreciate it. I gotta say, I got the butterflies on this one as a Pisces, a little like wooba wooba wooba. And I took a little quick break. I had to go to the bathroom. All this water I drank, right? You think this skin does it by itself? And they were like, you know, that's not the only relationship in your life that could look that way. And I came back and I went, oh. So even now I'm like, wobba, wobba, wobba. So let's get up in this gig. Just getting the Kuan Yin cards ready. So we're going to do the center lane here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't pull an angel for that one, so we will when we get there. Doesn't matter, it's center lane. So let's see, what is the dominant archetype? So remember, we've got her, the divine feminine witch, him, the divine masculine virgin, the them, the alchemist, oh my god, holy fuckballs, the alchemist, all about turning lead to gold, shadow to light. This is a member of 2 archetypal families. There are a few that do that. The mystic, I think, is the other one. The wisdom family, but also the divine family. This is so kick-ass. Now, if you don't know what an alchemist is, alchemy is the process of transmuting or transforming, I've heard it said both ways, not exactly the same thing, a base metal to gold. But I use that language all the time with the archetypes, right? From shadow to light, from lead to gold, from toxic to healthy, right? So the shadow attribute, misuse of the power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. Watch it, witch. Watch it, witch. Are you that witch? You better work, witch, work. The light attribute, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Holy balls. My divine feminine, which is your timestamp, is on that, right? It's like, absolutely. An alchemist is one of the archetypes within the greater gestalt of the witch for me. Wow. So, of course, for that virgin, right, that there's an alchemy here that's available to both of them, right? So this is the contract itself, and you can say that they are being alchemized right now, whether they know each other or not. It's happening through the quantum collection. So as one of them alchemizes even like one thing, lead has 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table, right? So as one of them burns off 3, it burns off in the other one simultaneously, holographically, and of course then in the world. So you're part in this individually. That's why it doesn't matter if you know each other or not. It's doing its thing anyway, right? That's just amazing. So, I know what these next 2 cards are, but if you're watching the preview, this is where we part ways, unless you want to jump over and watch the rest of this. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're on YouTube, because we're looking at the